guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Chef Rambo. I'm back with another cooking tutorial and recipe for y'all today. Today I'm going to be making strawberry crunch cake cheesecake cake. This is a highly requested video. This is my first time making it and I cannot wait to get started. So as you guys already know, to make this you're going to need a whole lot of ingredients. Some of these ingredients are optional, like the mayonnaise and the vanilla extract, but you guys are definitely going to need strawberry cake mix. You're going to need some type of frosting. You're going to need vanilla pudding jello, strawberry jello. You're going to need 6 eggs. You're going to need some Oreos. You're going to need an electric mixer, plenty of mixing bowls. And of course, if you guys want to make this recipe 10 times better, you can do it homemade. But honey, I ain't got time to be doing no homemade strawberry cake. So we doing our cake out of a box today. Since we're going to be making 2 cakes, we're going to be using 2 of the strawberry cake mix, and we're going to add in 6 eggs. You're going to use 3 eggs per cake, and we're using 2 of the cakes. So we're going to do 6 eggs. We're going to do a half a cup of Miracle Whip mayonnaise just to make it a little bit more moist. We're going to do 1 full cup of canola oil. We are then going to add 2 cups of water. And now we're going to blend everything up. So we've got our eggs, our cake mix, we've got some Hellmann's mayonnaise in there, we've got water, and we have some oil. If you guys do not have vegetable oil, you can use canola oil or peanut oil. I would not recommend using extra virgin olive oil for this because, honey, I don't want to be tasting no olive oil in my cake. So we are going to blend this up for about 5 minutes, you guys. This looks so freaking good. If you guys wanted, you could make your cakes like separately. I just find it easier. Hell, if I'm making 2 cakes, I might as well put them in one mixing bowl together and just add in the double ingredients, okay? So after 10 minutes, you guys, this is how it's going to look. And I am going to take my beautiful blue little plastic spatula and I am going to scrape the sides of the bowl just to make sure any of those pieces of cake mix get broken down and mixed up completely in our cake. Because honey, this cake has to be perfect. All the recipes I seen online, y'all, I had to make sure I made this cake correctly. I can't be making no freaking strawberry crunch cake incorrectly. So I went ahead and put a little bit of aluminum foil at the bottom of these springform pans, and I'm going to spray them with some spray. And now we're going to add in our cake. Okay, so we're just basically trying to eyeball, and I'm going to try to eyeball the best I can. I am not perfect, you guys, but I'm just trying to make sure both of these pans are evenly distributed with cake batter. I don't want any of the cake batter to be more in the other pan versus the other one. So I want everything to be nice and even, you guys. But like I said, I am eyeballing, so there's no guarantees that everything is going to be perfect. But we are going to try like hell to make it perfect. Now I'm just taking this, and this is actually a trick that I learned from YouTube, you guys. Somebody said if you take the cake and bring it all the way around the edges close to the top as you can, I guess it's easier for your cake to come out, and I guess it cooks flat instead of cooking with like that little hump in the middle. So this is something that I actually just found on YouTube maybe like 3 days ago. So I don't know how true it is, or I don't know if this is like a baking trick to help you when you're baking stuff, but it's definitely something that I tried to see if it would make a difference in my cake. But yeah, so I'm just taking this little batter and bringing it along the edges, and these look good to go. So honey, now we can work on that crumble. You're going to need 1 full stick of butter, or since we're making 2 of these, a half a stick per bowl. We are doing a strawberry crunch cake crumble, and we're not using vanilla wafers. We are making this the way it's supposed to be made. So you are going to do a half a stick of butter. You're going to do a package of strawberry jello on the right, and you're going to do a package of vanilla pudding to the left, and then you're going to add a half a cup of flour. And all we're going to do is take our little fork and mush everything together. We're trying to get the butter incorporated in the flour and in the jello. Once everything gets mixed in the right way, it's going to be this beautiful color and everything is going to be nice and crumbly. Right now, it's kind of grainy and everything is kind of separated, but in about 10 minutes, you guys, everything is going to come together and it's going to be perfect for our strawberry crunch cake crumble. Sorry, I'm so extra. Okay, so let's keep doing this. And after 10 minutes, look at this strawberry crumble. Oh my gosh, it looks good. It smells good. It is absolutely perfect, honey. We don't see no more of that white flour anywhere. All of that butter is mixed in and it's looking quite marvelous. So now we can go ahead and move on to the vanilla crumble, whatever. So this is literally flour, butter, and vanilla jello pudding mix. That's it. So all we're gonna do is take our fork, just like we did for the strawberry one, and we're going to try to mix the butter, the flour, and the jello together, okay? Once everything combines evenly, so you're going to notice the color is going to brighten up a little bit. All those pieces of butter is going to help that flour come all together just like this. And this is how your crumble should look. If your crumble does not look like this, maybe you did something incorrectly. It's very important to do it the way that I showed you just to make sure everything turns out perfect. So now we're good to go and we can go ahead and start combining these two. I have a little bit of wax paper down on a cookie sheet. So I started with the strawberry and now I'm going to take that vanilla. And all I'm doing, you guys, is just trying to mix everything together. We want the yellow and the red to come together so it creates kind of like a pinkish color. So all I'm doing is taking my crumbles and I'm making them kind of like, I'm trying to flatten them out. So if you notice with my fingers, I may flatten them out and then I may not like how that looks. So I may try to flatten it out again. I just want to make sure this entire little slab of crumble is even. I don't want to put all of my crumble mix at the top and then the bottom be thin. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure everything is spread out smoothly and evenly, but I don't want to mash it. I just kind of want to press it down a little bit. Okay. So once I get it to my liking like that, what we're actually going to do is we're going to pop this in the oven, you guys. Only put this in the oven for 7 to 8 minutes. Anything over that, you're going to burn your crumble, okay? So after 8 minutes in the oven on 350, this is how it looked. I stuck it in the freezer for 10 minutes, took it out the freezer, and this is how it looked when I took it out the freezer. Some of the pieces were really, really hard, but all you have to do is take your fingers and crumble them up. The yellow vanilla jello was a little bit harder than the strawberry, so that's just something to think about when you're doing this. I don't want you guys to feel like you're doing it incorrectly, or maybe you made a mistake just because one of them came out harder than the other one. That is completely okay. If you guys have a blender, if you have something that you can like blend this up, that would be preferably better. I don't have a blender. I got rid of my blender, so I had to use my hands. So after about 15 minutes, this is how your crumble should look. And all I'm going to do right now is go ahead and put it in a Ziploc bag. And I'm going to go ahead and just have it chilling on my counter until I need it. You definitely want to make sure you do not put the crumbles on your cake for about an hour to two after you make them. Just to make sure, you know, you get that hour to two so the crumbles can rest and they're not hot and they're perfectly ready to be placed on your cake. So once your crumble looks like this is the ideal consistency of a homemade strawberry crunch cake crumble. If it don't look like this, you didn't do it right, okay? Okay. So I took a little bit of wax paper and I tried my best to cut it into a circle as possible. What I'm going to do, you guys, is put down a little bit of cream cheese frosting. And yes, I am using the store-bought cream cheese frosting. I did not have time to make my own. If you guys want to make your own, you can. I did not. I'm just taking some of that cream cheese frosting and putting it on the little outline of the wax paper just to make sure when I put my cake down, everything stays in place. Now, I will tell y'all this. This was my first time making this cake, and I made a big, big mistake, y'all. I did not take that icing around that entire cake. So when you're doing this, please do not be like Ramsay and only put it in the middle. Put this icing on that whole layer of cake, because when you cut into it, you're not going to be able to see that icing if you do it just how I did. See how my retarded self just threw that cheesecake down? You want to make sure you take that icing around that entire layer before you add the next layer. And like I said, I just did not do that. I was being stupid. I was being careless. And I don't know what I was doing, y'all. This video was made at like midnight. I was tired, okay? So I kind of cut the outskirts of the cake to kind of get it similar to the size of the cheesecake, because the cheesecake was a little bit smaller than the cakes. So that's why they kind of look chopped off on the edges. So now I'm just taking some more of that cream cheese frosting, and I'm going around this entire cake with it. I'm trying my hardest to be professional and to be a chef, honey, but I ain't no real chef, okay? This is really my first time making a cake like this. So I know I'm making a few mistakes, but honey, I feel like I've learned so much from the peach cobbler pound cake. Y'all got to give me some slack, and y'all got to give me some credit, okay? I'm trying. So once your cake gets all that delicious icing on it, you can start putting your crumble on there. So all I'm doing is just taking those little nooks and crooks and crannies and any area that's exposed and putting that icing right on top, because if it doesn't have icing on it, we won't be able to put the crumble on it. So once we get it like this and the entire cake is covered with icing, we finna go up in here with this crumble. And we're going to start. I like to start kind of at the top and the sides. Some people just like to start at the sides, but I like to start at the top and the sides. You just do it how you want. There's no right or wrong way to put crumble on a cake. And if people tell you there is, they're crazy. So you just do it how you want to do it, okay? And yeah, that's that. I really, 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 really loved how the crumble came out. This crumble was so good. I never knew strawberry crunch cake was just Jell-O. I swear I never knew that. So yeah. So I went ahead, you guys, and took some of that frosting, and I kind of put little grooves on the cake, and then I stuck in some of the Oreos, and I cut up strawberries and also stuck those in. And then I just took some of that Hershey's strawberry syrup and put that right on top. And here is the cake as we cut into it. Look how delicious it looks. So as you guys can see, you don't see the icing for each layer. That's what I was trying to tell you. Do not do what I did. Please make sure you spread the icing around the entire cake. Baby, strawberry crunch cake, cheesecake cake was absolutely a hit. Delicious, beautiful. I loved it. I hope you guys make this at home, and I hope your family loves it, okay? Make sure you hit that like, comment, share, and subscribe button.